Hello everybody, welcome back to my YouTube channel, or welcome to my YouTube channel. My name is Shadow, and today we are talking about cryptids, and we're talking about everyone's favorite cryptid today, Mothman. If you have not heard of him, what rock are you living under? And allow me to enlighten you. But before I do, make sure you go down to the bottom of this video, leave a thumbs up, and hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. It helps me out a lot, and it is free to do. That way you'll also get notified every time I post. Starting with the history of Mothman, this is not something that most people don't already know unless you're new to the cryptid scene. Mothman was first sighted in 1966 in Point Pleasant, Virginia, and it was seen by quite a few people. And he caused quite the uproar, honestly. He was first seen by a grave digger, and then he was seen by a couple that were coming back into the city, and they claimed that Mothman chased them into the city. And he did not like headlights. He had an aversion to them, and he was far clumsier on land than he was flying. They claimed that he could fly upwards to 100 miles an hour. And at that point, there was about 4 or 5 different people who had seen the same thing, and they had very much contemplated whether they should say something about it. But given the point that there were 4 or 5 of them, they're like, odds are we're probably not all losing our minds. And it was actually published in the paper. It was published in 1966 in the Point Pleasant Register, which was the paper for the small town. And it was, like I said, kind of a big deal. And it kind of grew over the years. And over 100 people saw Mothman, which is quite a lot. And supposedly he was going around doing things like attacking teenagers who were in the roofs of parked cars. That didn't make sense. They were attacking the roofs of parked cars occupied by teenagers. You know, kids go to Lookout Point to make out, things like that. He was supposedly terrorizing them. Some people were very much skeptical of what Mothman really was. There were a few hoaxes that followed the publicity. The construction workers who tied flashlights to helium balloons. Joe Nichols specifically talks about it being very, very likely that people were confusing barred owls for something that it wasn't, because they can grow quite large, and the red eyes, that was one of the most consistent things through any Mothman sighting, is they all said they had glowing red eyes, and it's his most notable feature. But he discusses about how it's simply a flashlight shining on the eyes. You know how you get a camera flash, you get a red eye, same kind of thing. So it's been widely discussed whether or not Mothman is or is not a real thing. It's one of the most popular cryptids, but it's also one of the most highly debated cryptids. Because while there were plenty of sightings, there was no confirmed photographs for a very long time, and even nowadays some of those photos are widely believed to be altered, which is neither here nor there. But Mothman to this day is one of the most popular cryptids, especially among alt communities and even just people who are cryptid fanatics. Most people, like I said, have heard of Mothman, whether they are a cryptid fan or not. He's very popular. There is even a Mothman museum. Most of the sightings of Mothman were contained to West Virginia. However, there have been sightings of similar creatures around the world, and these all predate the internet, so it's not a case of hysteria where they saw something on the internet and they're like, oh my god, I'm seeing it outside. No, it predates the internet. So that's also very interesting. Some people believe that Mothman's appearance is cyclical, that he only appears every so many years. In the year of 2017, there were 55 sightings of Mothman in Chicago, which is very interesting because, I mean, Chicago's close to the original area, but not really. And a lot of people believe that it's just simply due to the hype. That was when Mothman was kind of like regaining popularity. Not that he was ever really like popular in a cool sense. It's just on everybody's mind, and they think it was very much the, oh my god, I saw this on the internet, it's outside type thing, which may or may not have been the case, but it definitely definitely increased sightings around that time. But yeah, that is the Mothman. If you have any additional questions, as always, leave them in the comments, let me know. And who should I cover next? Let me know in the comments. If you like this video, be sure to give it a big thumbs up. And if you haven't already, what are you doing? Hit that subscribe button. If you don't, you're not going to know when I post. And I will see you guys in the next video. Bye-bye.